This thing makes the rust black?
Yeah. And then we have to wash it down, hose it down with water. But it basically, you gotta put it in all grooves, everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Sometimes it just feels great to have a helper that is willing to put the labor for free. Yes, for free. Nah, oh no, that's not free. Living costs and everything. Nah, she's been a great help. But yes, I found some footage of me of us prepping the crash bar. The crash bar, the brake pedals are all untreated metal. They're basically just sheets of metal, not treated at all, and they rust up over time. So we took the time and actually prepped it up, get ready for paint. Right now that we are using is basically, that was the metal prep. I usually do that beforehand. Once that dries up, a couple coats of that, we wash it with water, dry it, and then we apply the edge primer. This is the edge priming part right now. And you want to go really light on this stuff. You don't want to go heavy. Just let it, a couple light coats, 5 minutes, couple light coats, 5 minutes, and then usually at that third one, you usually cover the whole thing. And that should be enough time for the primer to do its thing. Here my wife is actually doing the scuffing. You have to do a little bit of a light scuff. She's not using a high grit at all. It's probably just like a regular Scotch Brite pad, a green. It could be the green, it could be the red. Not too coarse. You don't want something too coarse. You just want to do a light scratch. Right after you do that, you have to clean it. I didn't have footage of me cleaning it with mineral spirits, but clean it and let it dry out. Then once you do that, I did an extra step, and that is doing just primer. This is not edge primer, this is just regular primer. And we just do a couple coats of that, let it do its thing. I don't think I did many coats on this time. It was just probably 2 quarts of that, or 2 coats of that, and we let it sit and let it dry out. This is the finished product of the whole priming sequence. We coated everything, and I think we did a good job on actually doing the coverage with the primer. It came out looking really good. Now is for the gloss paint. I like glossy stuff. The gloss paint is gonna do enough. This is just rattle can stuff from Home Depot. This is not no fancy automotive gloss paint. It's just stuff that you can get at the hardware store. I am not picky. I am not peculiar about what I'm using. But the trick is, as you see, when you're using spray cans, you have to have a rag or some sort to keep wiping the nozzle. That is the difference maker. You don't want clumps to be forming. This is the finished product. This is amazing. It's like I had it powder coated somewhere. Dang. That looks nice. That looks freaking nice. Look at that. This is after a couple days of us sitting and drying out. Don't overthink it. Just do it, dude. Don't overthink it. Just do it. If a problem happens, we'll redo it again. No big deal. So this day, I decided to do some cleaning up on the window hardware, as well as the handles and stuff. All that has been exposed to dirt and mud in the past. This truck has been submerged before. I quickly found that out as I slowly started digging into things. So the key would get stuck halfway, or it just wouldn't work at all. And I was like, you know what? Let's just clean and lube this stuff. And it does take a process, because this door, in peculiar for this passenger side, there's 2 door handles. As you see, 2 interior door handles. That takes quite a bit of finessing to take some of those metal rods out, and some weird positioning on certain things. So once you get in there, you start figuring out, it's not too bad, but it does take some experience to kind of take those things out, what not to break and whatnot. And this vehicle had an aftermarket security system, so there was more stuff shoved in there, and it was just, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of wires in here. This is an 86. I don't understand why it had so much stuff. But yeah, I've started cleaning it with Tide soap and hot water. Alright, look how dirty this water is. I barely did a kind of like a half-ass cleaning on them. I'm not trying to get them spotless. If I want to get them spotless, I'd rather get a sandblaster. But this is all the surface and dirt. Some of this was clogging up the lock. Dang. So basically this is just Tide and some warm water, mixing it in. Tide soap for your like clothes, and just hot water in the next other bucket just to rinse them off. So now I'm gonna tackle the outside weather strip, but I think I'm gonna assemble all the interior stuff first before I can get it done and over with. I didn't realize at that point in time that this actually takes quite a while to do. I'm not really familiar with the actual like internals of this truck, so me figuring it out at that point in time, it did take a couple of hours. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I just crop it up to make it seem like it's seamless, but it did take a while. I'm like, what is this? What is that? I did break a little clip for the handle, but I'm gonna get the handles replaced, so I wasn't really stressing about that. I was like, whatever. We're gonna get some new nice door handles. They still make those until this day, March 28th. They still make those door handles for this truck. That is really, really cool. Putting the window in, a little hardware. You don't want to over tighten that stuff. That stuff is always moving. And here I'm popping out the old clips from the outside door seal, cleaning it up, polishing it up, kind of little by little, cleaning it up. Didn't get a good visual of the part number, but they still make those as well, the seals for that. I also did the driver's side. I'm just showing you the passenger side, just because it's the more difficult one, especially when you have two interior door handles. But it was straight plug and play. There is nothing I had to modify. I think a challenge for weather strip wise is going to be the hatch. The hatch needs to be refurbished somehow, some way. I'm kind of trying to find ways to refurbish the hatch. But the door stuff seems to be good. I do also need to replace the window seal, which I don't know why I haven't purchased that just yet, but I will in the future just to prevent further leakages. And it rained last night, so I didn't see any water inside the truck, so that's good. And maybe I got all the seals finally, or all the water leaks resolved. But we'll find out in the near future if my fixes are legit or not. Which you probably could find out that this is a free and nearly project. I'm not trying to restore the truck to its mint condition. So last but not least on this video, I just wanted to show you guys the wiper stuff. I mean, I was driving it one day and I realized I didn't have my wipers. And it started raining and I was like, oh dang, now it's important to have wipers. All right, it is really important. If you haven't driven around in the rain without wipers, you should try it, and you'll quickly find out how grateful at least to have one wiper working in the rain. So, and yep, that is the truck. You hear it in fast mode. It sounds like a little dirt bike. There it is. I had to put the ECU in there and confirm the operation in all speeds. That's what I'm doing right now. That is level 2. Come on. And that is the fast speed. It seems kind of weak, but you know what? They work. They work perfectly. I'm okay with that. Give me the good old thumbs up to stop talking. Alright guys, that's it. I know it wasn't much of a grand update, but I found some of that old footage that I wanted to show you guys. But hey, more content is coming up. Love it or hate it, I'll see you in the next video. Here's some more content to watch. Go ahead, go watch them. I dare you, go watch it.